welcome to the show. Welcome to the Talking Reckless podcast for December the 14th, 2020. My name's Matt Eads. That's correct. Joined by Kyle Brawley.
Howdy.
And Kevin Byer. Hard cut on the music.
Hey.
Hey. That was almost Kevin's new character he's working on, Fat Kevin. Hey.
Quarantine is helping me get there a lot sooner than I would have preferred, so.
Yeah, me too. I'm like up 15 pounds. I don't even weigh myself anymore. I just know it's going to be a lost cause.
Here.
Yeah.
Happening to everybody.
Welcome to the show. If you're a patron over on patreon.com/talkrecklesspodcast, we had about 20 minutes or so of weed talk, a little toking reckless for the Tron listeners this week. Go and check that out. Howdy, everybody. It's another week. It's I was just saying that we get 2 hours of sunlight a day, and it's always dark, and it's dark now.
Yep.
And my soul.
Yeah, my work from home office is in my basement, so it's like there's a little bit of light that comes in through the windows down there, but not a whole lot. And other than that, it's just when I'm upstairs, it's dark, and then I go to work, and then when I go back upstairs, it's dark again.
Yeah, it's shortest day of the year is coming up 10 days from now.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
It's bad. It's so bad. Maybe just because we didn't get very much sun during the year, being inside so much. But I just feel like I haven't been outside in 10 years. I want to frolic.
You should get some of those UV lights that they use for growing plants indoors. Just replace all your plants with those.
I like
just feels like you're outside all the time.
There's some, I don't remember what some movie, I think, and this is a real thing, I think, like kids growing up in like the Ukraine and Russia in the winter where they have to like, everyone goes into their Speedos and wears the like sunglasses goggles and stands around the big white light for 30 minutes a day or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You
rough.
might just evolve and you just like photosynthesize.
Yeah, turn into Quiet from Metal Gear. You will
That's
be
right.
ashamed of your words and deeds. Video games, gentlemen.
Video games.
Cyberpunk is out.
Yeah, I've heard it's performing as expected. Everybody's expectations have been satisfied, and it's already front runner for all the awards.
Smoothest
won
video
both,
game
really.
release of all time, they're calling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
Cyberpunk is out. It is. So I guess to get into it, I am playing on Xbox Series X. I've heard anecdotally the PC version is fine, although you can't rebind your fucking controls in the PC version, so I raise an eyebrow at the people who say that thing is fine. Like basic stuff that is, fundamental to every PC game for the last 15 years.
It seems wild that you can't rebind your keys on PC.
It is. There are so many things in Cyberpunk 2 that seem fucking wild, man. It is like it is a game that is not since Skyrim have I played anything quite so fucked up at launch. It is like my first hour with Cyberpunk on the Xbox Series X was enough to convince me that I will play this game in 2021 when it actually comes out. Like it is.
Yeah.
In just that first hour, I have subtitles. I didn't have subtitles on. Subtitles randomly, permanently stuck on my screen, like floating text boxes. I've had characters just fall through the world. Quest NPCs I'm supposed to talk to just fall through the world, and you have to reload the checkpoint. Guns just float out of people's hands. Dead characters still play their animations even though they're dead, so they kind of move around. People float off. Like it is top to bottom so fucked. And also it just crashes constantly. Like crashes the Xbox, hard locks it. I only had 2 in that hour, I guess. But it is like it is it just rubs me. It is the least finished game, which is maybe not that surprising. Also, and I think we ran the story on the podcast, and then I have since forgotten or whatever. The version we're playing is the Xbox One and PS4 version. The Series X, it doesn't even have the Series X like logo on it. The Series X and PS5 versions aren't out until, quoting CDPR here, 2021 or maybe later.
Seems like everybody's beta testing right now.
1,000%.
It's like a release disguised as like the biggest beta test in the world.
1,000%, and it sucks. And all that said and done, so I did play. I did not see the title card, which I hear is about 6 hours in or so. I did play a little bit of the kind of corpo starting path and a little bit of the street kid starting path. And even when all that stuff is working, like Night City is such a empty, like it is just this Hollywood set where there aren't that many people in it, first of all. And even the people there are in it, like they aren't doing anything. They're just like literally just walking to and fro. You can walk up, press X to them, and they all have a line out of context where they'll be like, "Hey, how you doing?" Like they'll just give you a line, and they all have one thing to say, and like that's it. None of them, unless you are in one of the quest areas, and the game is like forces you to stop and see this scene on the side where it's like, look at these drug addicts talking about whatever. There's nothing going on. It is the most empty, just placeholder world, it feels like. And like it looks really cool, I guess, when you first see it, and you're like, wow, that guy's top of his head is all machinery. That's crazy. But everybody is like that. So that you get over that super quick and are just in this empty, boring, unfortunately. It's one of the worst things a game can be. It's boring, open world where sometimes people shoot. You hear some shooting going on. And you can go over and be like, yep, people sure were shooting over here. And like, that's it. It is super disappointing. It's desperate. It feels so desperate. Everything about Cyberpunk. It has the genitalia slider, not slider, but genitalia options, which I think are fucking stupid. Like, good that they're in there. Don't get me wrong. Sure, you want to design your character, 1,000%. But the reason those options are in there aren't in like, well, we really want to give players control over their character. You gotta. It's their like lens of humor. It's like someone took Deus Ex and told it through the Borderlands lens of like, it's Deus Ex plus cocks. You know, it's Deus Ex plus vaginas. And it just, I don't know, man. Like there are dildos all over the fucking world, just junk you can pick up and sell. The strongest melee weapon in the game is a dildo. Like, remember how funny that was when Saints Row did it in 2012? Isn't it super fucking funny in 2020 still? And just like, I don't know. Maybe I didn't know what Cyberpunk was getting into it. Maybe it is this thing like Borderlands that I am not really into, and totally misread the fucking room on what Cyberpunk actually is. But like, it seems like it sucks. It seems like it is. Even the stealth gameplay and stuff, the gunplay is exactly like Deus Ex was in a way where. Cool, but like just like Deus Ex, you can't really stealth. You can stealth and take a few guys out, and then you get into a gunfight inevitably. Like there's extensive talent trees, but they're all things like 5% more pistol damage. They're all like they're things that they're just not fun. They're just not enjoyable. Like at no point am I getting excited.
Or anything like that, like no real gameplay changes. It's all just like make your numbers slightly bigger in whatever area you want your numbers to be bigger in.
Slightly is like the operative word. If you want to tell me like 50% damage, at least I can be like, okay, that's significant. I can see that. When it's like, you know, you can raise your crit by 4% and you can put 3 points into this thing to get a total of 12% crit if you want. And every single talent, you have 3 trees times 5 stats, I think. 3 trees times 5 stats. So maybe it's 6 stats, 15 or 18 trees, and they all kind of spread out like that. And every single one of them is this completely uninteresting. Some of the crafting ones, you're unlocking different things to make and stuff. But for the most part, they're just like 1% here, 5% there. Stuff that like, who fucking cares? Oh, just uninteresting.
Hey, extra 5% on your dildo damage is still 5% on your dildo damage. So
sure, and like there are numbers popping out of dudes' heads, so you can see that number go up by 5% if you want. I turned off the damage numbers right away, but
it seems like the world doesn't have like weight to it. Like
no, nothing.
Like I was watching the gunplay, it doesn't seem like it has weight to it. No. The recoil,
it's
even the vehicles, like when you're driving around, it seems like you're in mud.
Totally, and like you can. Like it's not a real world. It's like kind of Fallout bullet gunplay. It feels like where enemies are just bullet sponges and they don't like seem to stagger back when they get hit or anything. So for me, anyways, the gunplay combat has been like I just line up the headshot and I'm shooting like 15 to 16 times. I was like bang, 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 reload, bang, 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 bang. That guy's dead. Next guy, bang, bang. Like it doesn't seem fun to play. I don't know what the loop is that is supposed to grab me here because the gunplay's fine. It's not offensive, but it's not a thing that I want to get in there for 40 hours and do on its own.
Well, after coming off of Destiny as well, like that's total opposite. The gunplay in there is just smooth.
Yeah, and like you say, the driving and the city feels totally lifeless. I found an area of the city that is blocked off by cops. As cops and things, they're blocking off a bridge. And if you drive across it and get to the end of the bridge, they just teleport you back. They just teleport you back to the start of the bridge, and a message pops up and it's like, you shouldn't be here yet. Come back later in the game. And like, what the fuck are we doing? Why can't these cops on the bridge can't just shoot me and blow me up? We can't have a gate across the bridge that will later go down? Like,
it opens when you are at the appropriate story point. Like,
what the fuck are we doing?
For sure.
The way they pitch this game as this like lived-in, breathing world. Remember, true freedom. Do whatever you want in Night City, and like they pitched it like it was going to be almost like a Red Dead level of immersion, if not more, where you were gonna like eat food and wear clothes and sit on things and do weird character animations for the role-playing love of it. It is not that at all. It is like a very lens flary Fallout game, kind of, without the freeze time, without the VATS. I think it sucks. I don't know. And a lot of people spent a lot of money to get things to play Cyberpunk, new consoles, new graphics cards, whatever. So this is very much going to be one of the games where, especially because it sounds like it's going okay on PC. Everyone on PC is like, "Oh, it's flying over here. I don't even know what you're saying." And because people spent so much money just to play it, it is very much going to be a thing where people just put their head in the sand and are like, "It's a good game. It's got dicks. It's so progressive. It's a good game," and completely forget the parts where like none of it works on every SKU that isn't the PC. It's incredibly transphobic. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. As someone who's not really sensitive to that stuff at all, even I was like, what are we doing here? And like the writing it's fine. It's not good. It's not like The Witcher where I'm put in this world. There's multiple parts of that story where you're like, it's weird that we talk like this again in 2077 because we don't talk like this now. He pulled iron on you. Someone pulled a gun and he said he pulled iron on you. Like, what? Anyways.
That's weird. It's trying to be like hip in a way that's not settling right.
And yes, it feels like it just missed every mark. It doesn't feel like it does anything particularly well. And I hope the next gen version comes out before the end of 2021. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna pick it up on PC. Like I have zero knowledge about what this game is supposed to be. I haven't had any hype that I've paid attention to or any of the build up.
Disk space?
I literally know nothing. No, I don't have enough disk space. I have to go back. Finally, I'm going to shell out and buy myself an additional hard drive so that I don't have to uninstall my one game so that I can play a different game.
End of an era.
But yeah, like I say, I no preconceived notions about what this game is. I'm gonna go in and hopefully it's not broken.
Yeah, you should probably wait a little bit if you want to hope for not broken.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold out a bit as well.
Well, then at least I can have a fresh look at whether or not the PC version is fucked and people are just with the blinders on with all of their expectations.
Could do. I did see a patch came down today for PS4, 5, and PC, but not Xbox yet. It's just like, I don't know, man. Remember when they're like, we're not going to crunch, and then actually it turned out they were crunching for like 5 years straight. Even while they were saying like, we're not going to crunch, they were literally crunching, and like just all the shit leading up to this game, and then to have it come out and like, y'all should have taken another fucking 6 months, maybe.
Nobody would have cared.
Especially after that last delay, right? Especially instead of delaying it a week, if you're like, you know what, we're going to be another 3 months. Like, we've been waiting for this game since 2012. Of course, people on the internet are going to complain and be mad about it, but they're doing that about everything anyways, so whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just, I don't know, really disappointed with Cyberpunk. Like really disappointed. Was really looking forward to seeing this grand vision finally realized, and then to get in there and have it fall so flat. It's just like, damn. I actually did get it refunded on the Xbox. I just got an email that refund went through. So
Oh,
I
nice.
too will try to pick it up on PC and at least cover it, I guess, for Game of the Year purposes. But like,
Yeah. Hopefully it runs better on PC.
yeah, I can't even imagine how it runs on PS4 and Xbox One. I've heard barely.
Do we know? Is anyone else gonna pick it up, like Brando or anyone? Warren?
Yeah, Brando has it. I don't know if Warren is into it or not. I don't think Andy is. Brando for sure has it though.
Yeah.
That's me in a nutshell. Cyberpunk. Getting mad. I did a Destiny raid as well.
Yeah, and got some.
Yeah, got the super gun. Everyone who you're like guaranteed to get the super gun if you do the steps. It wasn't a drop. We had to like do a bunch of. Yeah, we had to do a bunch of. I don't know when you started watching. We had to like. We had to make chains out of the players where because this like chain lightning jumps between you. You have to make a chain
I
connect the
saw
circuits.
That made literally no sense to me whatsoever. It's like, why are they freaking out and why are they failing over and over again? It's just standing in a spot.
That mechanic is so fucked. But yeah, we had to do those chain things to get the special gun. Divinity,
yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Just makes like the first part of the raid easier or something, right? The new raid.
Probably. It's so if you're shooting an enemy, it covers that enemy in a like a dome of electricity, which I think disrupts shields, weakens them, so I think they do less damage, and also makes it so if you shoot them anywhere in that big dome, which covers all of them, it's a crit. So you can just close your eyes and shoot the enemy and always get a headshot, which is cool.
Yeah. I do know the Lament is still the main weapon to bring into the raid against the bosses,
It's
though.
so strong. Holy smokes.
It's insane.
We were doing not the new raid, but an older one, Garden of Salvation, and we were struggling a little bit, and then I already had Lament on, but I noticed a lot of other people were using it, so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try Lament out on these guys. Wow, it's so easy. And then one other person tried it and was like, damn, dude, Lament is the fucking shit in here.
It's the best, yeah.
And like, we were just rolling through those encounters. Like, we would kill enemies and then just have to sit there for like 45 seconds because there was nothing to do. We were killing stuff so fast. It was wild.
I've killed bosses so fast with it that it like breaks the game. Like the encounter does not load fast enough, and then I have to back out of the encounter.
It is so bananas. It's such a dope weapon.
Yeah,
Kyle,
super fun.
You got a little bit of Destiny put on here, eh?
Yeah. So I finally found the Crow.
I did that same thing. Sorry, your notes here say you found Crow after 30 hours of playing the new season. I did that exact same thing.
I did all of like the Ariyama stuff and like all the Europa, and then I'm like trying to get the Hawkmoon quest, and I figured out that you need to do all the content, and I just met the Crow the other day.
Yeah, he like unlocks a whole nother set of bounties and like a whole nother the side activity. The new PvE activity is hunts.
Yeah. Lots of new fun weapons too.
Are there?
I like the second slot grenade launchers that they have. They kind of brought those in at the end of Shadowkeep, and now they've added a few more, which is fun.
Yeah, there are. I got an epic one of those, or a legendary one, I mean, or an exotic one, I mean. Fuck.
Yeah, an exotic. Yeah.
So doing the raid, like you said, you got the gun because you did certain steps.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like other MMOs where you just get a random gun, random loot? Like, what's the reward for the raids in this game?
I think they all give currency now, right? You don't actually get drops; you get currency and then buy the drops you want.
No, you do get drops. You do get raid drops from at least from the new one. I think Garden of Salvation is the same thing. You get the currency, but you also get the raid drops as well.
Yeah, we did not get any. I guess we got chests, but we only off the final boss did we get drops, I think.
Yeah, the new raid, there's a few. I think the new raid is broken up into 3 parts, or 2 parts maybe. The first boss encounter, he'll drop you a nice shotgun. Then the second, there's another boss encounter later on that'll drop you scout rifle or a sniper.
Legendary, right? Not exotic.
No, but seasonal legendary or raid legendaries, which are really good right now.
I have a hard time. I have to like retrain my thinking to. I've just been like, oh, it's not exotic. Turn into shards later.
Yeah, you need to really figure out which ones are good for the season because there's a few. Like last season, there was an SMG that you got from um, ranked Crucible matches. You had to get Fabled 3, and you got what was it called? It was an SMG that you had to have, regardless of if you were doing PvP or PvE. It was just too good not to have, and it was just a legendary. It wasn't exotic or anything.
Yeah, I should. There are some very good legendaries this time around. I should maybe. That's kind of like the line. As soon as I start doing research about like what guns and what roles, and I think that is maybe a step too far. That is a step more Destiny than I want to play.
Once you get there, then you know it's like, well, I guess I have to retire. We're getting too far in.
Yeah, and Brando said pretty much the same thing, where he's like, the day I have to start doing research about roles is the day I stop playing Destiny.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I just want to get the raid done and get some of the new guns. I'm not worried about getting the perfect rolls or the god rolls or anything like that, which is what a lot of these hardcores are doing.
Yeah.
No thanks.
We may or may not be getting in for the raid on stream next week sometime. Time pending. But,
it's a very cool looking raid.
Yeah, for the folks at home, loose plan right now is to stream the Deepstone Crypt raid at some point next week. I don't know when. But we got a couple folks still getting their light level up. We had such a good group yesterday where like we literally just got carried through by like two guys who were like knew every single thing. Or it's like, you stand here, no, move up a little. Okay, you stand here. Like it just pointed us to do this, boom, 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 and just got out of there in a way that going into Deepstone Crypt with people who have never done it and like us banging our heads against the encounters, it's going to be frustrating.
I've watched it enough. I have a fair decent grasp on it at least.
Well, we're split as a group where some of us are like learning the encounters ahead of time, and some of us are going in blind to figure it out organically. And
For sure.
It's gonna be such a fucking nightmare.
That'll be fun.
Take the reins and just be the you stand here guy.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot to it.
Ban Andy if he uses a bow.
As long as everyone has the lament, it'll be good.
Yeah, 6 laments. We gotta convince Warren. Warren doesn't use it. He's like, no, I use my sword. Like, okay, just bring it with you though, just in case, right? Just bring it with you.
Yeah. There's a really small window for the raid boss where you have to just dish out as much DPS as you can. So the whole point is just everybody surround him with the lament, and then okay, 3, 2, 1, unleash hell, and then get out of there.
Yeah. Dope sword. Got a cool quest though. I really like the character you meet, that fucking Mass Effect 2 boss.
Yeah.
What else is going on in Destiny 2? We're gonna get you on Xbox. I'm gonna give you my old Xbox and try to cross save your stuff on there. And
absolutely.
Do you have no time to explain?
I do.
Someone was saying that if you install it on your box or whatever, my box, anyways, if you have the No Time to Explain and then log in on my account on the same console, Noah was saying it'll unlock No Time to Explain for me as well.
Let's do it.
I don't know how it's going to work though, because you bought the expansion on PC, but have it through Game Pass, and
yeah, that's weird.
It's weird.
Although it all connects through Bungie, right? So.
Yeah. Yes.
If Noah says
yes,
it can be done,
but like I don't have No Time to Explain because I didn't pre-order the expansion. I just got it on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Was that a pre-order only item?
I think so, or like a buy it item. If you paid money, I think if you paid money for the expansion, you should have. Maybe it was pre-order. I'm not too sure actually. But, I know it'll open up at the end of the season for everybody.
After it came out and I got it.
Yeah, maybe it's just a buy the season for money thing.
Yeah.
I don't have an Xbox.
It's good. It's a nice pulse rifle, actually.
Sure. Bad juju. Good pulse rifle.
Well, the No Time to Explain puts rounds back in your clip for precision shots.
So does bad juju.
Does it?
For kills, I think. Precision shots, stack damage, kills, reload.
Okay.
Any other games besides old Destiny 2?
No. Old Dark Souls 3, I guess.
Yeah,
Started up a
always.
fresh playthrough just for fun.
Playthrough number 978. You bought
How long?
the.
How long does a playthrough take you? Assuming you didn't freeze.
Oh shit! I think we lost meat. Yeah, okay. I was kind of wondering. I'll send
Yeah,
him a text.
he was. He had quite the smile on his face. So I'm like, is that just meat having a really awkward smile on his face, or this thing is going down here?
Yeah, I wonder if he clicked the. I wonder if he accidentally closed the browser window. Boy, if I had a fucking nickel.
It's happened
We'll.
one or two times.
Yeah, we'll try and get him back on here. Live recording, folks. Live recording. What was I gonna say? Dark Souls 3. Oh, he bought Knights of the Old Republic. He said on the notes, anyways. I wonder who's playing it on. Yeah, okay. It says here, never played, fresh, never spoiled. So I wonder. I think it just came out on iPad.
Have the mobile versions, have those come out yet, or is that coming out soon? Because I know I heard about it a little while ago, but
KOTOR on the App Store came out on January 2, 2020, apparently.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it's actually rated really well, 4.3. That's dope. I bet KOTOR plays really well on the iPad.
Wonder if I can get it on my phone.
That might be.
Supposed to be at work.
Yeah, that might be tough. I don't know what happened to Meat, so I guess we'll just press on. I wonder, maybe his internet went down. He seems to have logged off everything.
Yeah, I was having issues with my internet earlier today. I had to reset everything. It was kind of messed up,
And
but
you guys live in the same area of the city, actually, so maybe there is something to that.
Yeah, I don't know, but I played Hades again for the first time in like 2 weeks. Did a run.
Started a fresh Hades run just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, just started over, started fresh, but it was a little difficult going back. I was only on Heat 7 for this. It was a spear run, so a little bit lower heat than I'm used to. But
I don't want to brag, but
it was tough going back in after taking 2 weeks off to get kind of into the flow of everything again. There were a few moments where I thought I was actually going to be in trouble, but got the streak up to 38, so still going strong.
Do you think there's something for like a high like streak 100 and then there's like a special 100 times boy or something?
I don't think so. Oh, there's the man.
There he is.
He's back.
A damn smile.
But yeah, so I'm still intending on seeing the epilogue before Game of the Year show. I have no idea how many more times I have to play. It always seems like there's more. I think I have almost all the gods are at max friendship right now.
And
so
that,
I have to be close.
Minor spoiler, that's the trigger for the epilogue, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
perfect.
Oh, Kevin didn't even know that. Oh, sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have even. Whoops.
Oh no, that's kind of what I expected it to be, but that's kind of why I was everyone up there. But yeah, there's a few locked ones that I still am not entirely sure how to make them my friends. I still don't have the aspect for the rail.
Really?
No, I just apparently haven't talked to Zeus ever. So maybe one day I'll go talk to Zeus and see what he has to say, but apparently that day is never going to come. And I think there's a couple ones that still have the little keyhole lock that I'm not entirely sure how to unlock, but I'm sure that'll just happen organically.
Yeah, I had quite a few of the keyholes too that I unlocked them. I don't really know how, but
yeah, it's probably just a series of help out this god until you get here, and then help out this god until you get here, and then because you're friends with both of them, then this one will let you talk to them more. It's all just speculation.
Yeah, you catch all the fish?
Holes.
I did finally catch the rare fish after looking up how to catch it. and freaking out on Discord for like, how is this even possible? This is just completely impossible bullshit. How can anybody ever have that fast reflexes? And when I realized I actually had to focus and do it, then I started doing it every time, because it's actually really easy to get the perfect catch. You just have to be paying attention.
Oh, it's related to how fast you yank the hook?
Yeah, you have to catch it in the first 0.31 seconds of the fish being hooked in order to get a perfect catch.
Oh.
And then there's a 20 chance when you get a perfect catch of it being a legendary fish.
Oh. There's a lot of hidden systems in that game.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, like I say, once I knew how to do it and started focusing on it, it was pretty simple. But it still took quite a while to get the legendary fish to show up.
Yeah.
And the fact that there's a different legendary fish for each zone, and I think you have to catch them all to get some sort of achievement, probably. That's
probably the real epilogue. The epilogue.
I am happy, though, because the legendary fish that I did catch was the one in the chaos area. So that's most likely the hardest one to catch.
Yeah,
because you don't really get fishing spots there very often. So if I do have to catch all the fish for some sort of random achievement at some point, I think I have the hardest one out of the way.
Kyle, before we lost you here, on your notes you wrote down you bought KOTOR but have never played it.
That's right, yeah.
Did you buy
I have never played KOTOR, and I have been relatively spoiler-free. Like, I don't know the main story beats. I just know Revan is in there somewhere.
Did you buy it on iPad? What'd you get it on?
Just on the Google store on my phone.
Oh yeah, on mobile.
Yep.
KOTOR's dope. You should play it, especially if you're somehow spoiler free, and especially because they seem like they're kind of tying in like the what's the name of the new? It used to be the Old Republic, and now it's the High Republic, I think. There's a bunch of Star Wars stuff announced yesterday, I think.
Oh my.
Yeah, fuck, so much. Jesus. It seems like they might start drawing from a lot of that Old Republic stuff, which is now all non-canon. But there's a show called The Acolyte that is set in the High Republic, which the main character of that show could be called Revan.
Yeah.
Yep. Kevin, you got any other games here? Hades?
I also finished all the quests in the Dungeons & Dragons Online expansion.
Woo!
Well, I shouldn't say all of them, because the raid hasn't actually come out yet. They tend to do staggered releases with their expansions. They do all the quests, and then later on they release the raid. But I assume I have to be max level for the raid, which is probably like another 8 months away, because I play very, very sporadically and am very, very slow and bad because I don't remember very many of the quests. So going through a quest that, had I known how to do it, would take like 3 minutes. Here's me like struggling along for 15 minutes, bouncing off walls, like, hey, is there a key over here that I need to open up the thing? I don't know. Let's go find out. But yeah, the rest of the quests are fine. There's 13 new quests in total.
This is the Feywood.
Yes, the Feywild.
Feywild,
yes.
You go back.
But yeah, the little story that they tell with one of the Archfey who's playing tricks on everyone, and you kind of have to undo all of the shenanigans that this Archfey does as you go through and try to figure out more about the Archfey and figure out a way to defeat him. And you don't actually get to defeat him in any of these quests. I think that's what the raid is, potentially. But
that makes sense.
Yeah. Or potentially one of the raids. I don't know if there's going to be one raid or two raids. I know the Strahd expansion when that came out had 2 different raids, and I don't know about the most recent one. But
you have any ambitions to raid?
It's one of those things where if I happen to get to the level that I need to raid in before I stop playing the game, then maybe I'll raid and see what happens, because I haven't done any raids in that game in so long that I'd kind of like to see what is different than what I remember, because the last time I raided in DDO was probably like 2012, 2013, somewhere in there.
Right after we saw our first Cyberpunk trailer.
Exactly. But
Media-
yeah, I have no idea if I'll make it back to max level because max level's 30, and like I say, it'll be like 8 months before I'm there. So we'll see. We'll see if I'm even playing by next week when I have to uninstall something to install Cyberpunk.
Uh,
Any other games here? Part 1?
no.
All right, well, let's go for a very quick break here. We'll come back. Got a bit of news this week. Got some announcements from the Game Awards and a couple things. We'll talk about all that on the other side of this musical break. Let's come back here and talk about some news, gentlemen.
Loads of news.
Yeah, hot dump of announcements here from the game trailers. I'll go through these pretty fast. We'll kind of pause here and there. A new Perfect Dark game from the Initiative had one of those things. Not a trailer where it's like, oh, here's a bunch of developers sitting in their homes and saying like, we think the city should be fun to get around. Perfect.
That sounds good.
Yep. They had a tremendous trailer for Sephiroth coming to Smash. Absolutely, like, laughed my ass off. One of the funniest things I think I've seen this year. Cannot recommend it enough.
Yeah, I actually watched it right before we were starting to record the show, and when Sephiroth stabbed Mario, I was like, yes.
And then like lifts him up too and fucking holds him there. Oh.
And yeah, then shows the close up where it's like, oh, he's just got him by the suspenders. That's bullshit.
I laughed. I laughed. I like that. Sorry, what'd you say, Kyle? I totally cut you off.
Oh, that's a big pop for me when I heard the music come on. I was like, oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah, One-Winged Angel. I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Mario, Sephiroth.
Mario dying.
Biggest loser ever seen. Oh, I like that. I don't really know who calls the shots on what Sephiroth can and can't do. I assume Nomura. I like that the people in charge aren't afraid to have a little fun with Final Fantasy these days. After remake and this trailer, Final Fantasy seems like it knows exactly what it is. 7, anyways.
It knows it's becoming like a pop culture icon.
Yeah, even in 7 remake though, like sword hitting the door, just that like sums it up perfectly. We're like, they know.
Yeah.
BioWare showed a brief Dragon Age trailer. No gameplay yet again. Just these might be running in real time. They might be pre-rendered. It's hard to know. Just what looked to me like pre-rendered shots of cities and landscapes. What's the name of the character? The dwarf. Varus? It might just be Varus. I feel like every character is named Varus, but I think that might be right. Varric.
Yeah, that's right, Varric.
Varric narrates it, and seems like he's going to be a part of it again. New protagonist, I think, because they talk about no magic hand, yada, yada, yada. But again, they have nothing to show for it. Like, literally nothing to show of the game. Just, again, what look like some pre-rendered cities and things. They showed a brief Mass Effect trailer. Broken Mass Effect relays. The boom of the Reaper.
I love that sound.
Yeah, so do I. You can see the our galaxy and the Andromeda galaxy in the trailer in a way that very much seems like whatever it is will at least have some tie to Andromeda. And then an Asari who, I don't know, could be Liara, had freckles like Liara does, picks up a N7 piece of armor, which is all like snowy and dusted off a little bit, and that's kind of all you have there as well. Ironically, they showed more of Mass Effect than they have of Dragon Age, which is, they've been talking about Dragon Age way longer. And
yeah, that was a couple of years ago that first Dragon Age 4 trailer came out, wasn't it?
Yeah, at least a couple of years.
2017?
Maybe that might be right. No, Anthem was 2017, so probably right around then. And both the heads of both of those teams and the GM of the studio just up and quit like last week with no notice on the same day at the same time.
Yep.
So I don't have.
I'm sure there's nothing bad going on at the studio right now that would cause both of those leads to leave at the same time. Absolutely nothing going wrong with either of those games.
Nope, probably both totally perfectly fine. Will be great products.
They probably both got the call where they're like, okay, you both need to release in December 2021. Go.
That would be very EA. That'd be fucking what's the game I worked on? Dragon Age 2 all over again. They showed a game that I wrote down the name wrong. What is it's not Callisto Protocol. What is the I'm looking for it right now and can't find it. Game Awards C Protocol.
Callisto.
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 Yeah.
Protocol. There we go. That's the wish granter from Twisted Metal. Callisto's Twisted Metal tournament.
Oh yeah.
They showed Callisto Protocol, a new space horror game from the makers of Dead Space, and this looks like a Dead Space game. Like,
Yeah.
guy has a health readout HUD on the back of his neck, like a little green bar hologram that's projected off the character. And there's something that looks, it might as well be a necromorph.
Yeah.
Might as well have like panned over and shown graffiti that says "cut off their limbs," like in Dead Space. 2022 for that.
Good. The immersion in Dead Space was so well because of the HUD was just like kind of popped up in front of you and you could still look around, kind of.
Yeah, remember you paused and it was like all still real time. You could turn with the menu open.
Yep.
It looks like it has huge Dead Space energy, which Dead Space 1 and 2 are rad, so that might be super dope. They showed this new Ark 2.
Yeah,
take it away, Kevin.
I was watching the trailer, and because I came into our Discord a little late, and everyone was talking about the Game Awards, and they asked me, like, "Hey, did you see Ark 2? Did you see Ark 2? It's got Vin Diesel." I'm like, okay, both of those statements don't make sense to go together, because Ark was not a story-driven game. They had story elements that you could find if you searched for them.
No characters, though, really, in Ark.
Exactly. There's no characters. There's no need to have Vin Diesel or Kate Blanchett or the other amazing list of mainstream actors who are tied to this project. But
wait, Kate
yeah,
Blanchett isn't. Wait, what?
It might not be Kate Blanchett, but there was a large list of people who were attached to this and there were 4 or 5 like big names in there.
Wow. Who would have thought?
Yeah, I only heard Vin Diesel. I'm scrubbing through right now.
There's it was posted in our
what the
Discord.
So there's an animated series they're making.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, but still, Gerard Butler, David Tennant, Elliot Page. I'm seeing Malcolm McDowell. I'm just reading the names I recognize. Carl Urban, Jeffrey Wright, Alan Tudyk. This is Russell Crowe. Like what?
Wow.
What? The Ark animated series? I guess.
But yeah, I was trying to figure out like what is this going to be, and the only thing I can think of is it's going to be Ark except with a story and characters. So
yeah,
that's the only thing that makes sense. It'll have some sort of tacked on story that's probably be like go at your own pace. So whenever you want to trigger a story mission, you can do it. But that's all speculation. But yeah, Vin Diesel should have just been able to kill that dinosaur with his bare hands. So it's suspension of disbelief has already been removed.
It's a really high fidelity Vin Diesel too. When you see that trailer, that is Vin Diesel.
Yeah, that's like Riddick Vin Diesel right there.
That's so wild. Vin Diesel is a dedicated Ark Survivor Evolved fan with more than 1,000 hours logged in the game. He understands the game intimately and is providing direct feedback to the development process. Someone close to the project said.
I don't even know what the game to Ark is.
What's that, sorry?
I don't even know what the end game to Ark is.
It's just to kill the super bosses, as far as I know. There's like four bosses that you can summon in each Ark world. And then I think the whole point of the game is to just gather the materials you need to summon the bosses and kill the bosses.
Oh, okay.
So it's a lot like Dark Souls in a way.
Okay.
Oh, you got me.
They showed Open Roads, a game about a mom and her daughter looking for the truth about a deceased grandmother. It had a really kind of striking art style where the backgrounds looked like very kind of high fidelity rendered 60 frames per second, very modern game looking, and then the characters all seem to be like 22 frames a second, kind of hand drawn, and looked pretty striking. Seems like it'll be one of those sort of walk and talk choices. Make stories games.
Yeah.
They showed. I just backed up from my notes. Whoops. The button on my mouse is the back button on my mouse is broken and doesn't have the click to it anymore, and now it's just super soft. They showed Season, I really didn't know what Season was about. A game where you're on a bike, you're on like a bike road trip. It looks like is like taking pictures and recording a dragonfly sound to sample for music or something. Very striking art style for that one too. They showed Road 96, a procedural road trip, which looks like you're hitchhiking your way across the country. You are making choices. People you meet, they pitch it as thousands of roads to freedom, which seems kind of interesting. It seems like a Don't Nod game, like a Life is Strange almost, but a procedural one, which could be really interesting.
This actually looks pretty interesting.
They showed Back for Blood, from Turtle Rock, the makers of Left 4 Dead. Warren and I were talking about this yesterday when we were rating about why is it Back for Blood? Why isn't it like Left 4 Dead 3 or whatever? Valve must own Left 4 Dead. TM, the trademark, is what I would assume. Because this game looks exactly like Left 4 Dead. Like you are in the Left 4 Dead safe room. The door is the same fucking color. The window is the same size, has the same amount of bars. You can shoot through them before you start. Like the zombie types that I like, there's a boomer, there's a hunter, there's a tank. Like even the zombie types looked 1-to-1. It looks like some Left 4 Dead Left 4 Dead, which is really dope. It's been a long time since we've had a good one of those. A final cut of Disco Elysium is coming to PS5 for the first time, so you can play it now on PS5 if you want. A new airship level for Among Us.
Yay!
A Evil Dead game, which I'm pretty sure has Bruce Campbell. I couldn't really tell.
I'm pretty sure it was.
I think it was.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, this has to be Evil Dead, right? Because this is Bruce Campbell.
Yep.
Unless it was just sounded exactly like him.
It looks like a game of the first at least 2 movies. Because there are shots of not Bruce. What the fuck is
Ash?
Ash. There are shots of Ash, 2 hands, and there's also shots of Ash with chainsaw on hand. And even in the trailer, he kind of runs down like he goes through them finding the cabin and reading the book and all that nonsense, and then the time travel, and so it seems like it might be those first at least 2 movies, Evil Dead and was there an Evil Dead 2? Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And Army of Darkness was Chainsaw, so maybe the first 3.
I think at the very end of Evil Dead 2 is when he technically got the chainsaw arm.
Because in 3, he's in the pit and he doesn't have it, I remember. And he's like, jump up, and he sticks his stump in and clicks in. I like Evil Dead. I might check that out. I don't know. Especially if it's actually Bruce Campbell.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
cheesy enough to probably be a great game.
Yeah. They showed something called Century Age of Ashes, which looks like a dogfighting game, but you're on the backs of dragons. Or it might also be a like on the rails third person like Panzer Dragoon. I kind of couldn't tell. That's supposed to be out in February. Returnal, which is a game we've seen before. That's the kind of Groundhog Day. You are seeming to live over and over and over again horror game. They put a March release date on that.
The worst name of a video game ever.
Well, when you see it written, saying it sounds good. Returnal sounds good. When you see it written, it looks like the word anal appears, even though it kind of doesn't. I don't know. It's got bad. I'm with you. It doesn't look good in typeface. Super Meat Boy Forever hits the Epic Store January the 23rd. Fall Guys Season 3, they got some wintry content and costumes and things. All the mainline the mainline Yakuza games are coming to PC and Game Pass, which is pretty cool. Fist, which is an acronym, FIST, which is a side scroller about a rabbit. I couldn't tell if he was a cop or what he was. A rabbit in some kind of a position of authority with a big metal arm. He seems to punch people with. They showed,
Interesting, anyways.
They showed Evil West, which apparently is a occult Western shooter from the folks who made Shadow Warrior, and it's published by Focus Home. So I'm sort of expecting a B game. They didn't show any gameplay either, which is usually how they make these. But a not great but not terrible, just kind of weird shooter game like Shadow Warrior. They showed a trailer for Ruined King, the single player League of Legends game, the first single player League of Legends game. Apparently, there are more on the way.
That trailer made me think that this game is probably exactly what I need in my life.
What is it? I couldn't. It's like one part Diablo-like action RPG, but also it looks like it's like old style Final Fantasy combat with like three of you and 3 enemies on each side.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. I didn't really pick up any of the. Like, I kind of think the rest of it is just overworld stuff.
Oh, like exploration stuff
around the overworld, but. That's kind of what I picked up from it.
The League of Legends.
But I could get on board with like League of Legends characters in an RPG.
Yeah, I mean, not for me, but there's a lot of people who like League of Legends. What is Teemo up to?
It's always the first question that you should have.
Yeah, is this the RPG where we get into Teemo's like deep descent into Teemo selling his body to try and afford drugs and.
That's going to be in DLC.
Maybe the Ruined King is Teemo. And last thing they kind of showed here is that Elder Scrolls Online is going to Oblivion. Great. That's the realm of the Daedra or whatever. Remember Oblivion? I do.
Yeah, Oblivion was great.
Patrick Stewart, Sean Bean. What a cast. I got a little bit of other news here. Anyone? I didn't pull any of the awards because they're fucking stupid, and who cares?
Yeah.
I will say, Best Direction went to Last of Us Part 2, and this is an article off Kotaku that I agree with 1,000%. And I'm just going to read you the title. Games made under crunch conditions don't deserve Best Direction awards, and I could not agree more. Fuck those awards.
Yeah, it seems like there's definitely some like sympathy awards in there.
Yeah,
I mean, give it A's.
What does Best Direction even mean? And like, you're fucking super crunch. Arguably, your game is poorly directed if your team has to crunch themselves to death. But anyways, what else do I got here? What else do I got? Okay, this is a little bit weird. I'm gonna clear something up. I said this earlier. We ran, I think, this podcast on the story. The next gen versions of Cyberpunk are not out. My cat is into the dishes, apparently. I don't know if you heard that. The next gen version of Cyberpunk is not out. I can see my cat, and she's not into the dishes.
Oh shit!
Someone's in here or something. I'm gonna say it a third time. The next gen version of Cyberpunk. It's not out. If you, the easy way to tell too, on PS5, it's impossible to tell what version of anything you're playing. But on Xbox, it doesn't even have the X/S little symbol it'll have. Those versions are coming. CDPR says will come in 2021 or possibly not. That's all they say. Word for word, will come in 2021 or possibly not. Not possibly later. Not possibly not in 2021. Possibly not.
So maybe we're going to decide to not do a next gen version for it. Maybe just possibly not.
Maybe possibly not. Yeah.
Possibly not.
Apparently, it'll be a free upgrade to everyone who bought it once it comes. But if you have a next gen console and are playing Cyberpunk like I did and are like, damn, this looks bad even when it's running, that's all coming later. Which again, as someone who lives,
they didn't advertise that at all or anything when people were buying it, right?
No, they did not. As someone who does this for a living and read that fucking story on this podcast, apparently, I did not know this when I went into there today and was like reading all this and just getting madder and madder and madder. Like, why do we buy this fucking Series X then?
That's wild.
Yeah, no, of course they didn't advertise it because that would hurt their sales, right? If they're like,
yeah, fair game.
Next gen's coming in 2021. It is also the biggest PC launch in history. The previous record was set by WoW Shadowlands just a few days ago. I think that was a couple, maybe a week and a half ago now, 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Which set the record. I think it is launch. I don't know what their window is, but they have a defined launch window. 3.7 million units sold, which was kind of wild at the time. Yeah,
Yeah,
because it's like,
a lot.
damn, World of Warcraft back on the up and up apparently.
Yep.
Cyberpunk had 8 million pre-orders. Forget sold on day one. 8 million pre-orders alone, making it
Yeah.
far and away the biggest PC launch, video game launch, probably on any console, I would assume, in history.
For a long time too.
Which sucks. It's been out there for, don't pre-order games. Don't pre-order games. So many times over history, again and again and again, we get shown fucking don't pre-order games.
Yep.
Even if they're big ones like Cyberpunk. But this has been a game that's been out for 8 years of people pre-ordering. I don't know. It doesn't deserve these accolades. It sucks. I'm all out of order here. Here we go. And is this my last story? No, not. Master Chief. This is also, they showed at the Game Awards. Master Chief is apparently coming to Fortnite. And this isn't news, I guess, but did you guys know that like everyone is in Fortnite? The Mandalorian is in there. What's his name?
Yeah.
What's his name? Din Djarin? Maybe.
Yep.
Is in there. Kratos is in there. Apparently, I want to know if Kratos talks. Like,
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think
I
any of
hate
the Fortnite characters do.
boy, where's the sniper boy? Daryl and Michonne from The Walking Dead apparently coming. Galactus was in there. The Silver Surfer was in there.
Yep.
Everybody's in Fortnite.
Yep.
They also launched
all the pop culture crammed into one game that you can.
Yeah, the biggest.
Absolutely.
Everyone is here. The most ambitious crossover. We got Travis Scott and we got Mandalorian. They also launched a new service. Stop that. Who is Anonymous Kraken? Stop that. You're making it hard to read these. They launched a new subscription service called Fortnite Crew, which is $12 a month for access to the season battle pass. And every month you get exclusive skin and gear and 1,000 V-Bucks each month. I was thinking about the value proposition for this. I wonder how much a battle pass is, because they don't do a season every month. So $12 a month. I wonder how much a season
I think it's
is.
4 months is their battle season.
How much is Fortnite Battle Pass? I'm just trying to figure out the value proposition on it. The Battle Pass is 2,800 V-Bucks, so around $25 every 4 months. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess if you do all the math, it probably works out that you save a little bit, but
Yeah.
It doesn't seem as good
Maybe.
a value as it. Season Battle Pass every month is you're actually getting a quarter of a season Battle Pass a month. I don't know. It seems the $12 a month doesn't seem like that much of a. I mean, I guess I don't know how much 1,000 V-Bucks is, but again, it's like buying gift cards, right? You're in their ecosystem. They already got your money. You already bought the V-Bucks.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and the exclusive skins and gear. It's something I can't imagine you'd be able to just buy off the side without
I should check this. I think they've said they are never going to sell it. I think they said they will never sell the gear.
Yeah.
Service will never be sold or given away to non-crew members. So they.
Oh, okay. There you go.
They allegedly will.
That's
keep
how
it
they
all.
get you.
Yeah. Yeah. Fortnite's still very big. Poor Tim Sweeney. So hard for him, man.
Huge.
He's only make with that 30% cut that Apple takes. He's only raking in billions. It's
Hard life out there.
poor guy.
Yeah, definitely.
He was right. The Apple Fortnite battle is exactly like the civil rights movement. Oh, fuck. Meat, what is this last story you got here?
Oh yeah, this was just a story I found about a 6-year-old streamer who's actually hired under a professional league contract playing Warzone. And turns out he woke up one day, fired up the stream with his dad, and caught a ban. Without a warning or anything, his account was just banned. Everybody's just assuming it's because of the EULA, which is safe to assume, but
is there
sucks for the kid.
Is there a clause in the EULA that says you have to be a legal age?
Yeah.
It says you have to be either 18 or over, or you have to be 13 or over with permission from your parents to play the game.
Yeah.
So the speculation is he's 6 years old, so does not fall into either of those categories, therefore is not allowed to play the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're legally, I think, totally correct. Also, that's EULAs are so fucking stupid.
Yeah, just another
And like, this is the
shady
exact reason
thing that
why.
companies do.
Why would they? I mean, I'm sure they're just covering their ass. But like, just let the. I don't know. Do you let the kid play? What do you do? As I'm saying this, I see all the problems.
Yeah, I don't know.
I totally let the kid play.
Or like,
I think about my childhood. Like, I grew up watching like Predator and RoboCop and like things that kids should not have been watching, and playing Doom.
yeah,
You know,
with all the like sexual abuse allegations out of the Smash community, I would probably not let my 6-year-old go and play professional esports right now. Maybe.
oh no. I'm not gonna like
But
condone any of that, but
yeah,
just like sitting there on a stream playing a game, that's nothing.
totally. But in the story, it is he was in a
He was
phase
recruited as
plan
part of the
recruitment
team.
challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would be playing on a
Yeah.
like official Activision sanctioned Call of Duty Warzone team or whatever the sport is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird one. Maybe if it were me, I wouldn't ban. I would, I would effectively ban him, but I would, not just ban him with no warning. Like, send him a letter or whatever. Like, you're in your own league because we don't want to get sued. Like make him feel good about it. Give him a trophy, make it whatever, right? Like, get good PR
for sure.
out of it. Be like, hey, sorry, you're a little young. Like, reapply when you're 13.
Yeah. Now with social media, I wonder what kind of pressure they're going to be put on, or what's going to happen with this. Because I don't know, it's a pretty big story.
Yeah, damned if you do, damned if you don't. If they let a 6-year-old
Absolutely,
play
yeah.
esports, like I could totally see everybody losing their fucking shit about that too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Even just the content of the game, like, sure, your dad, the dad is saying he's there sitting and watching the kid play every time he plays, but is he really?
Yeah, and like, if I'm playing this kid and I'm like, I get killed by him, I'm like, you fucking bitch. Like, is that okay now that I just call the 6-year-old? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. If I was someone in that league, I would be like, dude, don't let 6-year-old kids in. What? No, I'm not gonna. I don't feel comfortable playing with 6-year-olds.
Just for fear of getting embarrassed by him.
Yeah. What if this kid's really good?
Even if he is really good, that's fine. But I don't want to be peers with a 6-year-old. Is the thing too, right?
Also, totally part of it.
Yeah, if that's fair.
You think people don't take it seriously now? Wait until the 6-year-olds start playing.
Exactly.
Podcast.
It's like, I'm sure there's actually, I don't know. What about chess? Do you guys know, like, because I know there's super young chess prodigies, but do 6-year-olds and super young chess people play in chess tournaments like that? I don't know.
I bet there is. I bet there's like a under like Magic had a juniors tournament. I bet there's a juniors chess league.
Yeah, probably.
The Polish youth second. I don't know. I just Googled.
Yeah, so did I.
Young Chess League. California Youth Chess League.
Yeah, I don't know. I personally would not want to join a league where either a 6-year-old was on my team or on the opposing team.
Yes, I also would not.
That's fair, but I don't think warrants just like a ban.
No,
I don't
they
know.
should have a little fucking couth.
Yeah.
It's also like 6-year-olds are playing your games. Like, you're not. There's no one adheres to the fucking B13 and have an 18-year-old guardian write you permission and mail it to the company or whatever.
Yeah, no thanks. Yeah.
Podcast at talkingrecords.com is an email address where you can write your thoughts into the show. I'll do one check here on the email. Nobody really uses the email. Most of them come through the Discord, which A, you should join, and B, you can find by going to talkingreckless.com. One quick live email check here. No, we're good there. I do have one on the Discord, though. Perfect. Max City wrote in and says, quick question for y'all. With so many people being disappointed of the state of Cyberpunk release, at the state Cyberpunk released in, it made me wonder what were some of the biggest disappointments y'all have run into. I assume he means video games, not just like my life. I guess I don't know what the years
No,
2010
he's
to
just
2020.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking disappointing, honestly.
A little too real.
Oh, he says, not limiting the question to video games. It can be anything from a location you visited, a movie, TV show, or even an experience. Keep talking reckless, you glorious bastards.
PlayStation 3 launch.
Boom! Yeah, that was the highest of highs to the lowest of lows.
For real.
Did you know the price and things before it launched, or were you like, was that all
Nope.
like? Do you have like sticker shock? Fuck,
Yeah,
$5.99.
it was total sticker shock. Yeah, for sure.
go up to the
Yeah.
store and they're like, "Well, sir, that'll be $720 with tax."
Yeah, it was day one. Like, got a TV and a PlayStation. I was like, whoa.
And what game? What was even launched? Was Resistance a launch game?
Resistance, yeah. Resistance was the launch title with that one.
It's wild.
Trying to think of what else there was. Some really bad games.
Cell architecture.
Too Human. Too Human is another one too.
Yeah, you were super hyped. Dennis Didac, my boy.
For sure, yeah.
This is a kind of a cop. Feels like Star Wars Episode 9. The first and only Star Wars I've ever not enjoyed watching in a theater. Really broke me in a lot of ways. I didn't think there was such a thing as bad Star Wars, and then I saw 9. I was like, prove me wrong.
I still haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's probably fine.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
For the best, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. God of War is me.
The new one?
Yeah.
Stop it.
Everybody talked so much about it, said it was so good, and I put like 5 hours into it, and I'm just like, this is just not. It's not interesting.
Stop it right now. I didn't include it in my game playing, but I started another God of War. I even plugged in my PS4, got my game save from the PS4 so I could do New Game Plus Plus, and started New Game Plus Plus
So funny.
in God of War.
Oh, that's so funny. It's almost like I knew that you were playing it so that I could bring it up.
Big troll.
That's right.
Big troll.
Yeah. Getting ready for the game of the year awards.
I was just as I'm playing it too, I'm just like, this is my favorite game ever made. This is the greatest thing. Oh,
Splash Mountain in Disneyland
Splash
was
Mountain.
a big disappointment for me.
Yeah.
I at the time was deathly afraid of drop rides, and I figured to myself, you know what, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna go on Splash Mountain, and then I disappointed myself because I was absolutely terrified going up to that last little bit, and I started crying so much that I'm like, what? Take me off the ride! Yeah, I was very disappointed in Splash Mountain. It was the most terrifying experience of a young Kevin's life.
Not as disappointed as your dad was in you, but to be clear, I killed my mic. To be clear, as that's happening, not like Kevin and his dad have it. That was not just a like general like, damn son.
Well, no, it was super funny too because obviously I was there with both my parents and my brother, and when we were getting on the ride, I was so sure that I was going to be good that I'm like, okay, well, I'll sit at the front. And needless to say, like I say, I wasn't good. And as we're going up, my dad reaches over and picks me up out of the seat in Splash Mountain, which is about to drop off this 40-foot cliff, and just like holds on to me. So I stop freaking out. And I'm like looking back and thinking about it. It's like, I could have easily fallen out of this ride and we would have been millionaires.
A little bit of brain damage or something, but think of the payout.
They at least get a picture of it? Was that when they had the camera set up?
It was, but the camera was further down, so they did not see the fact that his
dad lifted him up out of frame.
Out of the park, like right after that. Just okay, you guys cannot be trusted to go on rides because this is all hands inside the ride at all times. Pick your kid up and put him outside the ride.
I'm trying to think what my biggest not disappointing video games have been. I usually like, I don't really, I can't think of anything that I have like super high hopes for usually, other than big games.
I have another one. My childhood soccer career.
Very
I was
disappointing.
very disappointed in that.
Yeah.
I was afraid of the ball, but they put me as goalie. So instead of trying to block the ball with my hands, I would try to kick the ball out of midair every time it come towards me. And needless to say, we got scored on a whole bunch. I don't know why they left me in goal for so long. It's like, if a kid is trying to kick the ball out of midair, like maybe make him a forward.
Yeah, no, your coach was like, well, he's missed like the last 30 times, but the one time he hits it is going to be the best.
That
Just
was
let him keep
honestly my
trying.
thing too, because I'm like, okay, well, it's not working, but when it works,
I've come too far to turn back now.
spoiler alert, it never worked.
Incredible.
I mean, this is a little bit sort of cynical. My time at BioWare, well, like at the time, well, being an incredible time, and in the grand scheme of things, looking at it years later, will become one of the biggest disappointments of my life. Learning what the industry is really like and like living that shit firsthand was pretty disappointing.
That's fair.
Unfortunately, for better or worse.
Yeah. Come on, a better man though. Bringing the real truth.
Ubisoft in 2020, fucking huge disappointment. Get your fucking shit together.
Biggest disappointment in 2020.
Disgusting bunch of filth bags.
Yeah.
I don't know, like the way we've handled this fucking pandemic in this. How about the basic human decency doesn't actually exist? That's my biggest disappointment of 2020. Fuck. Yeah, it's
there you go, several answers.
Yeah, a lot of good answers there. BioShock 2. I remember BioShock 2. Years later, I would come back to it and be like, you know what, this is fine. But at the time, I remember BioShock 2 being a big letdown.
Really?
Oh, I remember another one. What I have it in my Steam library, so I'm gonna look it up. What the name? Sword Coast Legends was.
Yes.
A Dungeons and Dragons like dungeon crawler game that they like totally hyped up as, you know, roll your character and delve through these dungeons, get your gear, level up, and like kind of like a Diablo clone kind of thing, right?
Same composer as Fallout.
Yes, but it ended up being unbelievable trash. Like graphically, it looked terrible. The gameplay was terrible. There was only, I think, 3 different maps that you could go on, and they were always the same. And yeah, just very, very disappointing.
It got on Metacritic a 61.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not as low as I might have thought.
Yeah.
Podcast
means more people liked it.
At talkingreckless.com is an email address. While I'm here on Metacritic, this never means anything, but let's just see. Cyberpunk 2077. The the user Metascore is 1.8 on PS4. That's compared to somebody in the. I'm just looking at the Discord here. Fallout 76 comparatively has a 2.8, an entire point higher than Cyberpunk 2077. Oh boy!
Nice.
Podcast at talkingreckless.com is an email address. You can write your thoughts or drop them on the Discord, which you can find us by going over to talkingreckless.com, clicking the Discord button. That is all I have to say for this week, other than check out the Patreon. If you haven't already, you can find a longer version of this podcast. This week got 20 minutes of pot talk, weed talk, if that's your thing. And you can find the anime podcast over there. We're almost done with Symphogear. We'll be back into Attack on Titan pretty soon. So go and check all that out. Patreon.com/talkingrecklesspodcast. Yeah, we're going to watch season 3 and then start watching season 4, which is coming out live now. Kim Barr, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Kyle Brawley.
Thank you for having me.
Brawley is an anime character. That totally still worked. Like
it works. Yeah, absolutely.
Like Biscotti, my favorite anime character. Thanks for joining us. Now. And you at home, thanks so much for listening. We'll see you here next week. It'll be the next episode of the Talking Reckless podcast. See you then.